Bow, 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 bow. GloucesterCast 337. It's here, folks. It's real.
It's real.
We have a big cast, and the most important guest,
It's looking a little frightened.
the
right
new
at the
official mascot of Good Morning Gloucester, Beau, is with us.
Beau
McCarthy.
Beau McCarthy.
Da-da-da.
Don't scare him.
Oh.
That's like
Like a lion.
It's the Lion King.
the Lion King.
Mufasa.
Hey, she's taking a picture of your.
Dog abuse.
Watch out for Kim again.
Why are you
Take
taking
a naughty
pictures of my feet?
I'm looking at the pictures I just took.
Beau is a French bulldog,
Yeah.
French bulldog.
and it's probably weighs about 5 pounds or so.
Do
Six.
you know the
6 pounds.
history of the French bulldog?
In
No,
the color of the dog is what
Okay.
color?
It's great.
Lace makers in England in the 18th or 19th century started breeding bulldogs to be small, and they mixed them with a few other breeds. They think some kind of a terrier, maybe the Boston, and a pug, and they came up with this French bulldog, but they didn't call it that then. And eventually, all these lace makers, or a bunch of them, moved to France, to Calais, because the whole lace making industry moved there. And the hookers in Paris at the time loved these little bitty bulldogs with the big ears, and so a lot of French hookers adopted French bulldogs, and it was very popular in the
Wow.
bordellos of
Tradition
France.
carries through.
And my wife is French,
Right?
and that means
You see?
Do you have a French
She likes
bulldog?
lace.
and she
Yeah,
likes
he's
lace.
like-
She likes lace. She's French. I'm gonna have to check on another one.
It's licking the inside of your leg. Is that why you got it?
They love to lick because of the salty taste.
He's doing
The salty-
podcast just
salty
That's
nuts.
what they like.
Salty bear nuts.
No wonder why I got that dog.
Oprah.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of Beau this morning because he teabagged Joe's cell phone.
Yeah.
So
He
Joe
did.
is
Where's
throwing
that
away his cell phone.
It's a new cell
It's
phone.
brand new cell phone.
Joe, explain to Susan what
Teabag
teabag
is when you drag your nuts across a woman's forehead, or if you're gay, a male's forehead.
Or an iPhone.
But in this case, Beau teabagged
Wise
my
world
cell phone.
definition.
Squirrel. Oprah
She
squirrel.
asked.
We have to have
Do
a
squirrels
teabag
teabag?
conversation.
You asked. You really didn't know
I'm
that?
gonna go sit in the car.
I got to do the introductions. We have Beau, our new mascot. His ears
How's
just
Beau
pinned-
get along with lamb chop?
Beau's just ears pinned back. We have
How does Beau get along with lamb chop? We get back to Beau for a
Oh,
second.
that'd be funny.
Chris
yeah.
McCarthy is with us.
Good morning, Joe, and happy birthday again.
Thank you very much. Susan Lipset is with us.
Good morning, Gloucester.
I thought Asher was going to come, but he bailed on us again.
Right.
He's working. He's a
He's
working
working,
man.
yeah.
He's working right now.
All right.
Mike Codair is with us.
Good morning, Gloucester.
Scottie Mack, the legend. This your first time on the podcast?
My very first time. You never forget your first.
There you go. There you go.
You might.
Pat and Jimmy are here,
Good morning.
Good morning.
and Kim is with us as well.
Good morning, Gloucester.
And I'm your host, Joey Shimataro. So everybody knows that I'm not a dog person. Everybody
Yeah.
knows this.
Everybody's
Right.
very well.
Or a cat person or any other animal.
No, I like cats. I just don't want to own a cat because I don't want to have to
You
deal
don't
with
like any.
Get the cross ventilation going.
So this dog here, this dog is. I'm not going to own a dog right at this point in my life, but I actually, if I was retired and had all the time in the world and I was actually bored, I would consider getting that dog. And I've never considered a dog in my
I
entire
think
life.
he's just one of the cutest
That
dogs
is the
I've ever
coolest dog I've ever seen because it's just chill. It's not
biting people.
It's not
It's
biting
not
you. It's
biting
not
or-
barking.
That's how
It's
French
not a
bulldogs
pain in the
are.
ass. Yeah, no, that's a
I've
nice
told
dog.
you this for a
I
couple
know,
of years.
Joe.
Joe, give it time.
Beauty
Give
of
it
the
time. He lives with Chris. He lives with Chris. In no time, that dog will be
He keeps
all
licking the
nerved
inside
up.
of
He probably
Chris's
is-
leg.
he
barking
probably,
at people,
he's getting PTSD as we
sharpening
speak.
his fangs.
He's
That's
already
like
already smoked weed.
Joey, that's
I mean,
that
he's-
French.
He's on his
We're
way.
integrating.
Yeah.
So
We're integrating him into the family
That's
pretty
why
well.
it's so chill.
He took his CBD.
He had the
Took his
CBD oil.
this morning. Yeah.
Oh, is that how you got him so chill?
Actually, there's a new CBD store open right next to Machaca, and it does say CBD for pets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Susan, CDB for pets.
I don't need it.
We should tell the viewers that he's a beautiful like charcoal elephant gray.
Yeah, there's a name for his color.
Blue.
Merle Blue.
No, Merle.
Merle is
Hey, I'll take
spotted.
dog colors for
He's
500,
not
Chuck.
Merle.
There we go.
Huh?
I gotta show
I'll
you
take
Merle.
dog colors for 500.
But he's got blue eyes,
Oh,
which
beautiful.
He's a
you really
blue,
can't
and
That's
see.
it's a
very
genetic
different.
thing. And there's a gene lab at some university in like Arizona that maps the genomes of all these dogs to try to get the rare lilacs and blue
Really?
Frenchies. Yes, it's a whole
GMGI.
science.
That's what GMGI
It's
is.
a
Yeah,
whole
it's
science.
Yeah.
Good morning,
But-
Gloucester Institute.
We should
This
bring
is
him to
not
GMGI.
A standard color for the breed. Blue
Conspiracy.
and lilac Frenchies cannot be shown
Oh, really?
in conformation like dog shows.
What
Oh, wow.
color? What color are yours, Susan?
I only have one now, and he is fawn with sable
Oh,
trim.
beautiful.
Sable interior.
Are you explaining your living room?
Fawn over sable.
So
The drift
the
match the
big opening this week, a saltwater grill,
Saltwater
soft
grill.
opening. We went. Chris and I and Charlene went.
Yeah,
Fabulous,
very
I
good.
second that.
beautiful,
Oh, have you been there?
beautiful decor.
This is mine.
They seem to have assembled an all-star rock star
Jack was on the
bar
box.
staff.
Jack from the Bass Rocks.
Jack from Bass Rocks, Val from Topside, like a who's who of
Patty Philbrook, I think, is over there. Patty.
Patty from
Oh,
Two
yeah,
Sisters.
Two Sisters.
Yeah, it's a rock star
Val
cast.
Reynolds.
The
from,
food was
Topside.
great.
So, what kind of food is it? Is it?
I don't know what
Karen's
would you call it? American. Karen Piskey's walking in because she always comes late.
I'll tell you
'Cause that's kind of her thing.
Hey, Karen.
Joe, I tried the mussels. Fabulous.
Yeah.
And the blackened fish taco.
Oh.
Absolutely
Oh, that
knocked it
sounds
out of the
good.
park.
What did you have, Chris? What did you?
Joe and I split the buffalo chicken fingers. Outstanding, meaty.
Oh,
You know,
great.
mostly chicken, not batter.
Yeah.
We got the haddock.
Yep.
I'm trying to. I've been there twice already.
I saw
Drinks-
the chicken
drinks are good.
piccata came past us.
chicken
It looked
piccata.
And
fantastic.
how are the prices?
They're reasonable.
They're
Yeah,
reasonable.
fair.
They're very
Tequila
reasonable.
was cooked to perfection.
Well, when you, think it's such a great location.
Do you have
Like
to
all
call
the
ahead
parking
for
in
that
the
tequila to be
world,
cooked?
people just coming and going into
Call ahead?
Gloucester.
I think they're
Takes
going to be
30 minutes.
successful, and I think a big part of the success is the staff.
Yeah.
Very friendly, professional staff.
Is there any outdoor seating?
No.
No. Any chance
No.
of that?
I don't think so.
Are these people who have
that's kind
owned
of a
another
pretty
restaurant?
view
Actually,
out
the
into
guy
the
who
marsh
owns
and
it-
the train tracks. I think it's kind of a nice view from
No,
there. Out
Mike-
onto the train tracks.
Mike knows the guy who owns it. His name's Jack. He was.
I think there's a
bartender.
couple partners.
Oh, a couple
Yeah,
partners.
Gene
Jack and his
Silvera,
brother. I can't
Gene's
remember-
brother.
can't
What's
remember
that?
Jack's brother's name, but
I'm sorry.
Gene from down at CC's. His brother Pat.
Yeah.
Chef.
Yeah.
Very good.
Oh yeah, Pat, the chef.
Pat
His daughter-
Silvera.
I think he's a partner.
Pat Silvera. I think he. I don't want to speak out of like without knowing exactly, but I think he is too.
Yeah. His daughter actually works there too.
Right.
We met
right.
her.
So
she was
he
very.
yeah.
big
All his
personality.
and she's up here from another
Wisconsin.
from
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
cheese curds.
oh, really? Like
Big
special?
cheese.
No,
No.
we wish we told her.
You mean poutine?
We told her that her
Poutine?
father should
They don't have
add
that.
He said cheese curds.
Well, that's the basis of poutine.
Right. If we just get off track here, that's all.
You
Really?
about food. You know.
So
So when's that was the soft opening Wednesday?
I think they're going to be open from here on out. But
Yeah, the parking
it was
lot's
mobbed.
packed, yeah.
I mean, it was a good scene. We closed that place down.
We heard it's for lunch too.
Oh yeah, lunch too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lunch too. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we heard. I mean, right?
I would definitely put it in your rotation with all the other great places that we have to eat and drink. And
So you closed that place down. Where'd you go after that?
Drift.
Drift.
There was a great band.
Yeah, and that's where we met Scottie that night.
That was a tremendous night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and remember so the
Tequila
band,
perfection there as well.
the guy, anything we threw at him to play, the piano guy played.
Yeah.
The Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown.
Linus.
Before, after that happened. But
Joe, I've never
Musical
seen anybody
chairs.
dance to the Charlie Brown theme song. Joe was out on the dance floor doing the sprinkler thing.
Oh, we were killing it, like 80s style dancing.
Watering the infield?
Yeah, totally. It
we
was
had a little
great.
Latin feel too. We threw out there.
Yeah, the Latin field. That was your call.
Little $10 on the
Bumba?
tip jar never hurt.
Yeah.
You know, you see, okay, we're going to go there. So Scottie is can appreciate that as a local DJ.
What's that? Oh, the tips.
Local Scottie Mack is legendary Gloucester DJ, and what? Why are you waving me off?
Legendary? I just do my thing. I play music. Legendary.
Yeah, but
Legendary's safe for people like Selby Benson on the Greasy Pool.
no.
That's legendary.
He's everything.
No. Everybody,
Iconic, yes.
but everybody that knows anything about this city, if you need to hire a DJ, you call Scottie Mack.
Scottie Mack.
Thank you.
So where can people
1-800 Scottie Mack.
where can people see you this summer?
Well, they can catch my ad on Facebook any given time. I mostly do private events, weddings, corporate. But I am for hire publicly too. So if any of you are listening to the nightclub scene in the Gloucester surrounding areas, shout me up. I'm ready.
Are you doing any booze cruises this summer?
They're actually referred to as sunset cruises now. I was told.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's an old school term. There will be a few. Most of the cruises I do is aboard the Beauport Cruise Lines. I'm actually the resident DJ for all the public cruises on
I
Beauport.
think I was on
So
that.
when they do the lobster cruises, are you aboard for that? Or?
I am.
Oh, really?
They have.
So that's a pretty steady gig for you then.
It's. I think I'm going on my 5th season on the cruise ship alone.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of bus tours, a great sales staff in house.
Yeah.
That they bring in people from Connecticut, Rhode Island, and as close as next door in Beverly and Salem. So they do a lot with the senior community. So I'm huge in the senior community. At least I have that going for me.
Do all the early bird specials.
Yes, I mean they get out there and they boogie, they dance, and they get up, and these people have been retired for some time, but they're not dead yet. And then I try to
But
bring
they
a little
are
bit of
deaf.
the islands.
But they are deaf.
No, they're not deaf. It's always too loud. They say it's going to scale it back a bit, but they do. They get up and they dance, and these people have been taking cruises down the islands for years now, so they know the fun festive music as well as the Blue Plate special. So.
How do people find you on Facebook?
DJ Scottie Mack, and it's
Okay.
SCOTTIE MAC.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you go, my man. We were drinking. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this out. At Drift, they have a substantial amount of different bourbons.
Yeah.
And most of them were priced like $10 to $16 for a highball, a glass of bourbon. But Eagle Rare, I consider to be a better bourbon. It was $8 on the menu.
Ooh,
good value.
That's right.
Good value. If anybody's looking to try some Eagle Rare, check out Drift Cafe.
Yeah, and the next morning, Joe texted me saying, "You destroyed me last night." And I'm like, time out. I didn't destroy you. Scottie Mack did, because Scottie Mack bought him a second bourbon, and that's what put him over
That was
the
it.
edge.
That was what took me down.
So let the record show that Scottie Mack destroyed him.
I have to kind of agree with you. Yes, I did do that, but there was a little twisting of the arm. I started to walk out. Joey says, "Where you going? Where you going?"
Oh, you just got here.
I just got
You
here.
just got here.
Another bourbon.
I said, "Listen, I'll stay if you allow me to buy you another drink."
See, the
That's
truth
all.
comes out.
So,
Oh,
The truth comes out.
I'm glad somebody was
okay.
sober enough to tell
So
the
you
real
were
story.
overserved.
He didn't tell you the other part of his 6:30 a.m. text message to me was that he says, "I need you to come over here with your truck so we could go pick up a bunch of fill up in my truck with plants," because he's doing a bunch of plants at his house.
Yeah, and then Joe says,
So the one morning I got to sleep in,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
planning on laying in the bed, just
then-
chilling out.
But then I had to remind him that his truck wasn't in his driveway. His truck was still at Saltwater Cafe.
Right, because
So
I'm a
I had to go
responsible
pick him
adult.
up. I had to go pick him up, and we're pulling into Saltwater Cafe to get his truck, and he goes, "Clear sign of an alcoholic."
I got
It was like the
the
walk
only
of shame.
car in the bar parking lot the next morning. There's never a
It was
good
like
sign.
the walk of shame. He was looking around to make sure that he
And
didn't know anybody.
I got to take all the stickers off my truck, the identifying markings
Easy
on my
to
truck.
spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good night though.
Yeah, and then my wife said, so we went to go pick up the flowers at Northeast Nursery, and she tells me, "Oh yeah, ask for this guy. They're all in one spot. They'll take care of you. They'll put them in the truck." Yeah, right. They're all over the freaking.
They made us lug all the plants. He wanted to save 10 cents on them each plant. He made us spend $35 in gas, and we had to lug all the plants.
Wolfhill brings it to my house with a bow on it.
He's got
And a
that
smile.
Costco.
And I'm happy.
And a reach around.
Give me the full service.
I got all, most of my.
We want to give a shout out to Marku Bread, 1 year anniversary this
that's
week.
Great.
Chris and I had lunch the other day from there.
Yeah.
They do good stuff there.
Oh, they're
I
lamb
had
tips.
lunch the other day there.
Really, lamb tips.
It's a great
if you
take.
like lamb, oh my god, to
We
die
have the balloons
for.
out front, which I think is a great idea because it's a little hard to see the sign sometimes if you're just.
I think they should
Not looking at
serve
it
to the
straight
crow's
on.
nest. The
Yeah.
crow's nest should have a
Takeout when
menu
you're
in
in.
it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Bread.
Let's talk
The
about reach around.
Lebanese takeout place on.
You're all about the reach around.
So Pat.
Hey.
So last
Yeah,
night
it
we
was
had.
Susan
So
what
last
we
night we had a semi meeting of the Bishop Family class of '85. But a couple people came out.
Yeah, one person came.
Like a think tank, isn't
It
it?
was wild.
It was
Think
funny.
tank.
But we did our thing with the projector in the fire pit. Scottie blew us off. Asher
I did
screwed
not. I
us
showed
off.
up
We
at
might want to
5:30.
consider-
It was gone already.
We may want to consider suspension for
At
this guy.
the house, at my house,
Asher was
I
working.
thought you said at the crow's nest you were going to be.
the Bruins.
You were at the studio.
No, I-
How could you be watching the Bruins?
Yeah.
in
By the
It's
way,
a complicated
I
social.
did not blow you off. I actually came here last night because this one here told me, he says, at the shop.
I did.
Yes. So I came here.
No, the podcast is at the
podcast.
shop. The
He
Bruins
said that-
game was at the
Who's
house.
on first?
Yeah.
Who's
I don't
on
know.
first?
Hey, what was
And I
that?
didn't know by bicycle yesterday.
What was that? Eagle what bourbon?
Eagle Rare.
Rare. Mile, dude, because you didn't know where the hell you were going.
I was driving
That
the
was a big
Overberg
win
truck
last
all up
night.
and
It
down.
was a big win.
But I did show up here for the third period. There was no cars in the parking lot, but I turned around and left.
I told Asher if the Bruins lost, I wasn't coming to the podcast.
Why? Because you think we
He's
would be
like, I never
angry?
liked that.
Angry elves?
Be all cranky. I wasn't gonna do it.
Pat. So Pat, our friend Pat, who did a great job with the dollar oyster chart
It's time for a
last
new
year.
chart.
We're planning on updating the chart.
Yep.
So if anyone knows of any dollar oyster specials around town, we need accurate information, and we're going to create our weekly
Yep.
where to go at what times to get dollar oyster chart.
Right.
It was a huge hit last year. Huge hit.
Comment on the
Yeah,
on
the
the
quality.
podcast or on Facebook, and we'll follow up on. I'm working on it right now, so hopefully in a week or so we'll have the new one
I
out.
thought it was short main only. So I never...
Last year there was like 7 or 8
Yeah,
different
yeah.
places.
Had them
I
last
think
year.
somebody had them
Certain
every
days,
night.
too.
Dockside.
Yeah, had them.
almost.
I'm allergic, so I
Short
try to
man's the first
find-
hour and the last
I don't
hour.
pay too much
Open.
attention,
Is
but
that year? Don't they just do that in the wintertime? Do they do that all year round? The dollar oyster?
Oh, I didn't think so, but maybe. I don't really know.
Short
to be
main was
honest.
every day they're open, first hour and
5
the last hour.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who to
Okay.
confer with. Dusty Katropoulos. He goes to every dollar oyster night there is a day. He's the guy.
All right,
Oh.
we're gonna tag Dusty in this.
Metropolis. What?
Kachopolis.
Metropolis. I'm trying to think of a
Oprah.
Batman.
Oprah.
Yeah, I was thinking if that's a city that Batman visits.
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
Oh,
Metropolis.
That's
Metropolis.
Metropolis.
Which
Batman
means
would have been
Royce.
gone.
city.
A city, right? I didn't know if there was a twist on it. Like
Mike is with us. Mike Codair is with us. In the last year, he has lost about 70 pounds, and he looks
Joey.
absolutely fabulous. But we
Yeah.
want to give a shout out to Marcy Plant, your spin instructor, right?
Yes.
And he looks 20. We were hanging out last year. He looks about 20 years younger with his new physique. He's got
Okay.
the new
Is it
new
hipster
haircut.
haircut?
He's
The new
got a
hipster
man crush.
haircut.
He's got a man crush
No,
now.
Oh, just trying to give him props. He dedicated himself to getting back in
Absolutely.
shape.
Bicycling last
He's
night,
dedicated.
Frank, was
So-
something that you went. I mean, let's face it.
In the
Let's tell
fog.
people. He went from Crow's Nest all the way to the studio. Realized his phone was back at the Crow's
Are you
Nest.
serious?
Because I drove with Neil.
so-
I drove in the truck with Neil Overberg. That was not a bike ride. I rode my bicycle back.
But you did ride back.
And I
from
did
the
help the
studio
girl move into a
and
new
back
apartment
again.
on East Main Street.
With his truck.
No. I was riding my bicycle, and there were two girls and a guy trying to move a bureau.
Mike figured there'd be a spare chick.
See, that's the difference
And I had
between Mike
my
and
music on.
everybody
I had my
else.
music on, riding no hands, going back to Crow's Nest.
Isn't that
And I
dangerous?
stopped, and I'm like, "You guys need help?" She's like, "Yeah, I'll take you up on that." Moved the bureau right in. I said, "My name's Mike. Welcome to Gloucester."
Oh, nice.
What an ambassador for the city.
Don't hassle me.
Nice.
I'm
And
out.
it's because of the
Insert soundtrack
bicycle
here.
and all the
Insert
work.
sound.
Isn't it dangerous to ride with your
Ju-
earbuds in?
So dangerous.
Just another way where Mike seeks out his prey. Who's
Yeah.
moving? Who's moving today?
It's the first of the month.
He takes that at the U-Haul rental.
Hey.
Stocking him.
Was that the no hands on the bike
It's been
swiping
about,
left and right?
Joe, it wasn't 70 pounds. It's more like 45 pounds over about a year and a
I
half.
was
Seems
gonna-
like it
I
was
gonna
7,
correct
'cause
that.
you were
I was
really
gonna
big
correct
there.
that. Yeah, Mike, you were huge.
Huge.
Mike.
Big.
Larger than
He's-
life.
Really big.
He
Larger
wants
than
to
life.
be known as the podcast
awesome.
eye candy, and I think it's well earned.
Yeah.
So you're good. He says what
We
you
got a
That's why
chuckle
who
from
else
back.
is here? Really?
That's-
yeah, well, yeah, you
that's
probably
creepy.
should.
So,
Yeah.
like, what'd you do besides bike?
Wait a second.
Says her husband.
I rode 22 in the morning, then 15 in the early afternoon, and then I rode my bike around town.
Before the weight loss?
No,
besides
but in
bike?
general.
Just make some adjustments, change up the diet,
A lot of fucking.
sleep better, sleep better.
Go on Tinder. You gotta go on. You gotta join all the social
All that
media sites.
swiping burns so many
All the
calories.
swiping. I mean, each swipe is 10
Calories.
calories.
At least.
Yeah,
A lot of swiping.
and then a few other swipes.
I got the Apple Watch.
to finish it off.
I started tracking my caloric intake and output.
Too much work.
It drives
for
Kate.
restaurants,
It drives
reliable
Kate
watch.
crazy because he shares all his workouts with Kate. They have some app that, like,
Yes.
and every time the notification comes in to Kate, she rolls her eyes like, ugh, I gotta hear
He
about
just
this.
climbed Mount Everest again.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there's a big traffic jam there. Did you see on
I
the
did.
news?
Yes.
Where?
It's a big.
People are like
Yeah,
dying
Mount
because it's
Everest.
so crowded.
Oh, yeah.
Everest is
All
so-
these-
Yeah, that's
It's on the
awesome.
descent.
The government there will let anyone climb
issued too many
without
permits.
Yeah.
any kind of proof of fitness
See,
or experience.
It used to cost $60,000, and you'd have a very
Really?
it's $60,000 roughly.
Sherpa.
And you'd pay $11,000 to the government, and then you would get a very professional outfit that would take you up there. Now they have much less professional outfits taking people up there, and it costs about $30,000, which is a lot more accessible, I guess. I mean, to me, this is all like, first world problems.
Can we back up? What are we talking about? Going.
Mount Everest.
Mount
Mount
Everest, okay,
Everest.
just-
So all these inexperienced people are
Climbing.
The way.
clogging the way. I mean, it really
And-
looks
and
like
then-
the subway at rush hour
Right,
when
and
they
then
show you the
and people are
pictures.
dying, and when you're traipsing past them, you have to walk
Just
by the
step
person.
over.
You step
Yeah.
over the dying person.
The dead bodies. There's some
The
guy who's
dead
been up
bodies.
there for like a decade or more. My son.
That
said.
sounds like a good time.
Yeah, it's.
I think
All that because of
I think
all
Good
that 'cause
Morning
of workout
Gloucester should.
notifications.
I think
It's
Good
turned
Morning
into the
Gloucester
Disney
should put a
World.
field trip together next year.
No.
Well, I don't know. Getting up here is like Mount Everest.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
true.
much.
That's
Is
true.
it?
He booby trapped the
There you go,
stairs.
Joe.
with all this
11,000
stuff,
each time
too.
they come
I mean, -5 below sea level is,
Right.
is rough. I mean, I can't even breathe up here.
It's
Never
awful.
mind.
I agree.
I just
We're
want to
at the
say
summit
we're
right
we're 22 minutes into the podcast, and the dog has not disturbed us once. I love this dog.
You sound asleep.
This is my kind of dog. How did you get
All
so
the
lucky?
French bulldogs are like this.
Yes.
You pick their
Your dog
breed.
jumps all over me when I walk in your house.
Well, this one would too when he's older
when
and
he's
he's
older.
had his nap.
All right.
And he said,
Do they have shots for that? So they could keep them chill.
No,
CBD.
Yeah,
shots
CBD.
for you.
You rub the CBD oil on his penis, and he gets
geez.
chill.
They call it penis on a dog? I guess you-
Yes.
It's a Beano.
What do you think
What
you
do you
call it?
Oprah.
I feel very close to the dog since it teabagged my brand new
And they
iPhone.
drag your scrotum across your screen.
Yeah.
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 I can say I've witnessed that.
And his screen.
You know-
See right here, the spot
Yeah.
right there.
There was a little.
Did you lick it?
The side of my screen was dusty, and you could see the nutsack drag right through the middle of the screen.
It's like a snail mark.
Yeah, it's like a snail.
mark.
Was he leaking?
He was. He's got a problem, like his father.
Oh,
His prostate isn't
What it used to be.
mature yet.
You got him crushing the blue diamonds too?
oh boy.
Mine's
Okay,
over.
next on the topic
Oprah
list
squirrel.
is
Yeah.
Anyway, Pat got some new
Keep
eyeglasses.
throwing me under the bus after these
Are those the
conversations.
new ones, Pat?
Very nice.
Yeah, the Zenny Optical.
Well, these are I got my eyes checked recently, and so I needed a new pair of prescription sunglasses. And the prescription sunglasses are from Zenni's. And they came in a week over the holiday weekend. They only cost me $75, which I thought was a huge bargain considering
What
The
the-
lenses in my glasses alone cost $350.
Wow.
Going to like the
Local.
big box store.
Going
Right.
to the ophthalmologist.
Yeah.
Right.
You should
right.
have come to China with us
Right.
for $30 frames and lenses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I gotta go to
I
my
got
point is
pairs of
what
glasses in China.
it's so hard to pick lenses out when you're in the ophthalmologist place because you can't see what you are doing, and so you don't really know how it looks on your face. But Zennies does it in a way, they take your picture
Right.
and they put the frames on your face in the picture, and you can really get a pretty good idea of what it's going to look
Right.
like.
What they make you, what they
So-
do
Well,
is,
there's an app for that too.
well, what they
They
do
do
is,
the- yeah.
so you get in front of your laptop or whatever, and then you move your head on a line, and you can see it on the screen, and it maps your face.
Yeah.
And then each pair of glasses that you pick out, it'll actually put it on with the
On your
glasses.
face,
Go to the
yeah.
App Store.
But yet,
Yeah.
better yet.
Well, Zenny, you can do this right on the ZennyOptical.com
Right.
website without having to download an app. It'll do it.
I just ordered some from Lingo, which is owned by 1-800-Contacts.
Oh, okay.
And like Warby Parker, you can actually pick 5 frames.
They'll send you
them
the
to you.
frames.
Oh,
You can try them
try
on,
'em on.
look at them. I did like my wife, walked around naked with them to see if she liked them.
Sign
She
language.
picked,
See
she
what
picked
Beau's
2 of
on.
them,
Yeah.
and then I ordered the glasses.
So I did Warby Parker before the Zenny ones. So
Yeah.
and I had a good experience with the Warby Parker ones.
Yeah.
The Zenny was like so Warby Parker I consider reasonable.
Yeah.
Zenny was like
I know.
half the price
Yeah.
of
I looked
the
at
Warby
that.
Parkers.
Yeah.
You could buy 2 pairs. You could if you have like a single prescription thing, you could get a couple pairs of prescription glasses like under $125
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Zenny,
Yeah.
which
These
is
are
amazing.
bifocals and everything for $75. I thought.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Are they called bifocals or progressive?
Well, these happen to be bifocals. I should have probably have gotten the progressive, but,
Oh, okay.
but
I thought
for
that was
some
just
reason
a-
I thought the progressive meant the ones that went dark when you go outside and come light when you come inside, and they didn't want that.
That's
That's
transition.
what I
wasn't
thought.
it?
Yeah.
What,
I
okay,
have a pair of those. I hate them. That's
Yeah.
why I got new.
That's
glasses.
why I didn't get.
So-
but next one I get, it will be progressive.
So we have a code. We'll put the code in.
Yeah.
We'll give you a discount because
Yeah.
you got money off when I sent you that
Yes.
referral
Oh,
code.
now
Yes, I
you
did.
tell me, Joe. I asked you for the website,
Well,
and you
actually,
didn't even give me the referral code.
Yeah, and it's 10%. I think it was 10% off when you're new.
10%.
So I got- yeah.
10%.
Jesus,
I
10
could've
cents for
saved.
the flowers,
I
no
know.
code for the glasses.
Jesus, Joe, I could have saved $6.
Never recover. Never recover. Piping plover. The plover eggs have hatched.
Hatched, right. So on
Are
Friday,
there any dead ones yet? Are they all survivors
They've
so
all
far?
survived.
Oh, good.
They've all survived 2 whole days. So,
Good.
yeah, that is good.
The photos are amazing.
Thank you.
Everybody's been commenting about them.
Yeah, yeah.
There's one teeny tiny one, so hopefully, but thank you.
Looks like a little cotton ball.
Yeah, they do. They are about that big. So, and they only weigh as much as a nickel, which is pretty amazing.
Isn't that?
So, a little tiny thing running around on the beach that weighs as much as a nickel. So, we're going to have a little informal get together today, so that won't be good for the podcast, but just to tell people, who are interested in anybody here, if you're interested in being a monitor, come sign up and help keep an eye out.
Can my dog be a monitor?
You should have that
The guard
as
dog.
an option for community service.
Kim,
when
what time
people are
and where
convicted
can you
of
do
it.
that
That's a
today?
good point.
At 4 o'clock at Good Harbor Beach
Or
at
even the
Boardwalk
kids,
number
or
3.
even the high school
volunteer
kids,
hours.
yeah.
Community
Great.
service,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's a good way to meet
For
chicks, Mike.
convicted felons.
Oh,
Mike.
Mike.
I'm telling my son, I'm spoken for.
Oh, you are?
He's winking.
Yes. Spoken for.
Yeah,
In a
what's
relationship.
your son's name?
Michael.
It's
Michael.
complicated.
Michael is
Is it complicated?
He's just like his father, so be careful.
Yeah,
he's
it's
quite
good.
handsome.
It's good. It's going very, very well with that.
How
So
old is
far
he?
with the monitors
17.
and the chicks. Knock on
That's,
wood.
that's
Yeah.
wonderful
Yeah.
news.
2,000,
Karen
232
Piskey,
days.
she came. She
Yes,
has
ma'am.
papers in her hand.
What was that road race that?
Yeah.
Yeah, was that yesterday?
No,
Today.
today.
Today, Rocky
Oh,
Neck.
bicycle road race?
No,
Yeah.
it's the running. I couldn't. They had the street blocked off.
They were all in their underwear. I don't know
Is it
what
the
was
Rocky-
going
is it
on.
Rocky Neck 5K?
First
Is
of
it
all,
both?
I have a little wedding present for you.
I shouldn't have done
Make
that.
us look bad.
And the hits
We
just
didn't
keep
bring
on coming.
gifts.
Wow, look at this thing.
I have a
Kate.
Hashtag pinch me,
Kate.
Joe.
Wow, that's
What's
very
the-
cool.
Kate, this is right in
Somebody
Kate's
take a
alley.
picture of that?
You have to Describe it.
Let's
Every
drink
day.
it, Joe.
It's a
Wine sack.
No,
a wine
they're
sack.
gonna have one.
not like a nut sack. It's a wine sack.
Scroll jocks.
Cheers.
It's my color too.
Very
I
nice.
do like.
Kate is going to be so excited.
I like that color.
Wow.
And then there's what is this over here?
It's fragile, so be careful.
It's
Is it
lingerie.
piping plover eggs?
That's very color too.
It's
We're
lingerie. It's lingerie with piping plovers all
Yeah,
over it.
is that bag pea green? What would you call that bag?
I would call it
Crash.
Chartreuse?
Oh, it's a glass.
Not chartreuse.
Oh.
It's a glass to drink
No.
out of.
chartreuse.
The glass to drink
Oh,
out
how
of.
pretty is it?
Oh,
They're
how
engraved.
pretty.
What do you mean they're? Oh, they are. Oh, it's got a Weber. Look, a
Oh,
little
Weber.
etching.
God,
It's etched. Etching.
that is
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
That is
Thank you,
great.
Kat.
My
Very,
last-
Well done.
I
Very-
think we should
Well
broadcast
done.
them right now. Don't
My-
you?
my
Very
last trip to
thoughtful,
Chicago, I
very
made sure I
thoughtful.
got
That's
it
great.
earlier. And Joe, they don't typically sell those. So
Oh, you got it from the Weber grill?
So
Yeah,
she
yeah.
stole.
Oh.
No.
Did you tell her how dedicated to the product
They
line?
know because I had gone there before.
You
And-
need
You're supposed to do
Yeah.
for waiting for good luck.
L'chaim.
That's a Jewish word. It's
L'chaim.
L'chaim.
Mazel tov.
So, but the other thing I want to talk
Mazel
about,
tov. Exactly.
Jonah Little Sunday,
So great.
who is of the Navajo Dene Nation, is coming to perform concerts here. He's this amazing flute player. And I happened to meet him. I was going out to Sedona to teach Reiki in Sedona. Just happened to go to Scottsdale. Just happened to go into this Native American art store. Come out to hear the most amazing music. And it just like went right through me. And I hear this guy playing. I go up to him within like 3 minutes. I said, I want you to come to Cape Ann and offer concerts. So he's coming.
Great.
And
Wow.
he's going to be here the whole month of August. He's doing some concerts along the way. First time on the East Coast. His kids have never seen an ocean before.
Wow.
So
Wow.
they're super,
Oh, yeah.
they're super excited. And he's going to be performing August 15th and 17th at the Manchester Community Center, August 16th at the Rocky Neck Cultural Center,
Good one.
and August 18th at the Saltonstall Mansion in Peabody.
Very excited.
So, and the tickets can be found on Eventbrite. I sent you the link
Yeah,
via
I'm looking
email.
for the things I put in
And
the
what's
show
his
notes.
name?
Jonah Little Sunday.
Wow. That's a cool.
And I
name.
met him August of
He's
28.
gonna be
I'm
on
sorry, I
the
met him
podcast.
April of 2018. Asked him to come. 4 months later, I'm watching Senator McCain's funeral, and Jonah was playing flute at his funeral.
Really?
Oh.
So he's big time.
So he's big time. He's
Yeah.
has international acclaim now.
We should get him on the podcast that Sunday when he's here.
That would be awesome, Joe. Can we do that?
Yes.
Yeah,
But
it's
does that-
only if he brings his
You're
only if he brings his flute.
This,
Yeah,
this,
that's
this, this
Bring
was one of the
flute.
things.
Can, and he needs to learn the Good Morning Gloucester theme song
Yes.
so he
Oh,
can do it on the
God.
flute.
There we go. There we go.
Jimmy, him and Jimmy
That was
can
like-
bang out.
Yeah.
the-
Oh yeah, because Jimmy plays the skin flute, right? What's the name of the no flugelhorn?
Great.
Flugelhorn.
Maybe we should have that podcast at Rosecliff. There's more room over there.
I have
That's
to. I have to be here, Mike.
For lobster boats.
Oh, the lobster business.
So can we do that on the 11th?
He does work.
Like the Sunday before
Oh yeah, that thing.
he's performing?
Yeah, whatever. Any
August
Sunday.
11th. But this he was interviewed for this one newspaper, and he was asked, "What are your musical influences?" He said, "Prayer and love."
Oh.
that's
That's
great.
so wonderful. That touched me right down in my cockles. It tickles my cockles.
Oh my god.
I'm getting a tingle.
I'm all for clipped.
Bo is
I'm all
too.
for
I can
clipped.
feel it. Oh, that might be pee.
Yes.
So that's great news. Thank you. Now, first degree Reiki classes, self Reiki for self care in Sedona, Arizona, June 13th to 17th, and Peabody, Mass, June 2nd, 20th, and 30th. Right?
Right, and there's continuing education for nurses, case managers, and social workers. It's for anybody that wants to learn Reiki for self-care, but it offers continued education for people in those fields.
Okay.
So, and I'm going up.
Okay, so here's a discussion that I don't know where I want to hear everybody's take on this because I'm not sure if I'm right or wrong, but I want to know everybody's take on this. If I say to you, everybody's going to answer for themselves, okay, and just tell me what answer it will be. If I say to you, I will see you next Wednesday, right? how many and today and say today is Monday.
Oh, I thought you were going elsewhere. with
9 days in the future, I would think.
You say 9 days in the
Correct.
future.
Next.
What do you say?
9 days.
What do you say?
I gotta go with 9 days in the future also.
Yeah.
Everybody?
In the,
No.
No, I would.
No.
I would ask. I would say.
I would think 2 days.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'll see you next.
No, this Wednesday.
No, I
It's
would-
2 days.
Yeah.
I agree with this Wednesday is 2 days.
This Wednesday
I
or
would
just
ask the
Wednesday?
person.
Would be,
Right.
That would be
Right.
confusing
That's
to me.
fine.
So I would say, do you mean this Wednesday or the following Wednesday?
Well, and it
That's what I would
depends
Well, that-
on when it's said. If it's said on
It does
Saturday,
depend on when
She
it's
would
done.
wage a
Right.
preemptory strike
next
and avoiding
Tuesday
conflict
is 2 days.
in her Kim
is it a
way.
business setting
Perfect.
or a personal setting? What's the context?
Yeah.
Kate and I would say so. If there's something on a week, say it's the middle of the week, and there's some event that's going to be on a Saturday, right? And she says it's next Saturday. I think so. If it's Wednesday, right? And I say, she goes, when is this soccer tournament? I say it's next Saturday. And then to me that would be
3 days
it's
you
the
would say
Saturday,
this coming
the very
Saturday.
next Saturday. It would be Saturday a couple days from then.
Joe, you know what
To
it
her,
sounds
it's the Saturday after. It's always the Saturday after.
Yeah, you would say this coming Saturday for 3
It
days
sounds
from
like
now,
bliss.
or Wednesday.
That's bliss.
Maybe there's a
I'm going
3
to
day
side
buffer.
with Kate every single time.
No, the
Three-day
other
buffer,
one,
yeah.
3 day
Just-
buffer on that.
you're-
I will always side with Kate.
You're in a
anytime
state of
there's a
bliss.
I'm not
buffer.
saying.
I just
I'm
wanna
not trying
warn
to. I'm just trying to determine what is the correct way. I'm not saying sides. I want to say what
Yeah,
is
you.
right.
This coming
Some people-
versus next.
Yeah.
There's a 7-day difference.
All right. We got to move the donuts because Beau is like
Yeah, he's going insane.
starting to salivate.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
salivate.
All right. The next
Say
talk.
not in my country.
Susan brought this up. So Susan came back from Atlanta just this past week, and she was only here for a couple of days. And within a couple of days, and it wasn't just in Gloucester. It was like
It wasn't at all in Gloucester.
it wasn't at all in Gloucester.
in the
She
region.
was overcharged 3 times in the course of 2 days. And the question that I have
at fairly high-end stores.
at
This
fairly
wasn't like a
high
flea
end
market.
stores. So, for my question to you is,
It wasn't
how often do you look at the bill at a restaurant, and how often do you look at a bill when you're checking out at a retail store?
Every time.
You check every time. How about you?
I look at the bottom line to make sure that
It looks somewhat.
and that it matches what they told me, so that when I know what it is.
And
I'm
in
not
one
signing
place
up-
they argued with me, and my son went and got the sign and brought it to the register.
Oh.
Overcharged 3 times. I caught it. In each case, the clerk was irritated that I had uncovered this fraud scam. No one apologized for the inconvenience. In one case, it took 30 minutes to straighten it out.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Not
terrible.
one single apology.
That's terrible.
I rarely
What's
look.
going on?
I
Must have
rarely
been
look.
Jersey.
I rarely look, and the last
No,
time I
it's
looked at a
New
restaurant, I was
Hampshire and Mass.
overcharged.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's interesting to me. Karen
What is
Pischke
it?
says she rarely looks, and the first time she looks, after a while,
noticed it.
she was overcharged.
Yeah.
So, like, I wonder how. Like, I feel like I should
It
start.
happened so much, but this was like 3 times in a row in
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Well, it's a
And
good
so I
point to
smell
for
it.
people.
Different
I experienced this just
Two
last
were
night.
the
Actually,
same-
it's funny you bring this
Okay.
up.
Don't say the name of the place.
No, absolutely
Okay.
not.
Very high end.
Yeah,
high
I'm
end
sure.
places.
I'll
Yeah.
explain the situation. I had a margarita.
Just one.
I called the name brand of the tequila that I'd like in that
Oh.
certain margarita.
Oh.
So I ordered, and then I had another one that was delicious. And I get the bill. And I look at the bill, and it says 2 margaritas, and then there's an upcharge down the bottom.
Premium.
Now, any place you usually go, they charge you for that drink, and that's your price. Well, at this particular venue, they added a $4 upcharge for
Wow.
making it a margarita rather than having the actual price of the alcohol itself. So if I had they charged for basically the call alcohol, then they added another $4 for the upcharge.
Because they wanted to indicate it was a margarita.
Exactly, but
Maybe they keep track
usually
of
it's
their
all lumped into
inventory
one
that
price.
Right.
Yeah,
The
but
mixers,
she's
the
expecting
fillers,
to see
anything
it.
like that.
Right.
So if you have a coffee, you're not going to get charged an extra $4 for the cream you put in your coffee.
Actually, they do.
Well,
know-
you would
they
get
do
it
know
upcharged
that
if you put booze in it.
If you
Well,
don't,
booze.
if you don't notice,
Yeah, that's different.
some places charge extra for soy milk or
Yeah.
almond
Almond
milk.
milk.
or coconut milk.
I hate that. Like $1.
Yeah, some for 75 cents.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
usually
Or
there's a fixed
75
cost.
for onion rings and
A
steak.
fixed
so
cost
get your
already
coffee-
set within
Yeah,
a
but
month.
if you
Somewhere else.
so if you're if the type that you, I mean, every place is known for having a top shelf margarita or a higher thing. So if you're asking for a higher tier tequila or I mean,
I think you're missing what I'm saying though.
Okay.
They were correct in what they did, but the receipt was misleading. So when they itemized the stuff out on the receipt, it said, Casamigos margarita or tequila.
yeah,
It was $12 a piece.
yeah.
Then the $4 upcharge was down below, and then the final, then the tax and everything else. So when I looked at my bill for 3 margaritas, it looked like $50.
So like any tequila drink might be $12.
Right, exactly.
Once you
And then
put
the
all that
4
margarita
extra-
stuff, does it taste that much different or better just to waste all your money like that
I
instead of
myself
saving
personally,
for retirement?
okay, no, it's actually delicious and
And nutritious.
yes. No, but so I'm sorry. Specify your question a little bit.
Well, if you drink something straight, I can see wanting a premium brand, but when it's all disguised inside a margarita, is there really that much of a difference to make it
There is a
I think-
a
difference.
sound
it tastes
financial
different, too.
decision?
Yes, there is. I'll tell you why. Let's go with tequila and go well tequila,
Yeah.
and then let's go with top shelf. It's more
Yeah.
smooth. Let's go for a vodka. A vodka on a bottom level is distilled 1 time, whereas a Grey Goose would be 5 times distilled. It's a lot smoother, so you don't get that
Or
kerosene
Costco's
burning
Kirkland
taste.
vodka.
Right.
So and you're right, but there is a difference in my
I
opinion.
think there is
Scotty, you
too.
seem
I
very
Then she happens to have
Yeah.
a coffee.
educated
Well-
on.
18 years behind the bar,
Oh, I didn't know you were
Wow.
five
various
then.
places.
Nice.
Oh,
Professional.
So where do you guys? Because I've tried to have a margarita recently a couple times, and I was really unhappy with it. Where do you
Machaca.
guys go?
Machaca.
And where else?
I love margaritas in general, so wherever they serve a good one.
Jalapenos is good. Yeah.
I make a pretty good one.
But it doesn't have to be Mexican.
Citrus.
Doesn't have to be Mexican just
No.
to have a
Right.
good margarita.
No, it doesn't.
It depends on the bartender and
Yeah.
the
In the mix.
and the mix and the pour. Sometimes you know there's a
At Rose Cliff, we
I-
serve
Fresh
a
lime.
a
I-
far
I-
superior
citrus to
product
make my
someplace.
I like
Mike is a
I
big
like
di-
them with fresh squeezed lime.
Yeah.
So it seemed
That's
like
what I make.
it-
Sweet
With a little
margaritas do
lemon,
that. That's
too.
great.
It seemed like 3
sec.
years ago bourbon was the hot booze. 2 years ago it seemed like it was tequila. This year it seems like
It's
gin.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Gin is
new-
like
Yeah.
every high end
Yeah.
place is killing themselves.
In with gin.
Gin.
In with gin.
And my son says
Gin
that
Fresca?
any
Gin bars.
cocktail traditionally made with vodka tastes much better
Gin.
when made with gin. That's
Wow.
his new thesis.
Interesting.
Then that Tito's vodka came on because it's the only gluten free, or was at the time,
Ah.
the only gluten free
Yeah,
vodka.
because it's made with corn or
Potato instead of wheat.
Oh,
Grey
yeah.
Goose is made with wheat. I think.
So I got a great margarita recipe for you to make at home.
All right.
You take, the little can of, is it limeade that's frozen in the frozen section? It comes in a little.
Oh, the Minute Maid.
Oh, the high fructose corn syrup, that one?
Well, it's basically hot. Yeah, it's
Great.
a lot of sugar.
Mossy
But you
Plant
take-
will not
And all
have
the
any of
trans
this.
fats.
You get a pitcher. You squeeze that out into the pitcher.
Frozen.
You take tequila, any type of tequila. You fill up.
I don't know if tequila had an R in it, Chris.
I was
the
just
bottle.
going to say that.
And then
Tequila.
you take a Corona, and you pour the Corona
Ooh.
in it.
That's my friend's recipe.
Like
Yeah,
Corona.
it's. I'm telling you,
It's actually really good.
it's an unbelievable
Does
margarita.
that come with a marinara sauce?
If you want, But I'm telling you, you got to try it out and try the mixture. I don't know. I can't remember if you add a little water to it, but
Eat it, Sheldon.
they're pretty strong because all it is tequila, but that limeade stuff
Anything on
and
this,
beer.
Raj?
So I want to circle back to your original question though on the receipt.
Yeah.
Do you check it?
Yeah.
I'd say, and more so in a restaurant setting than I do as
Your
opposed to
retail
like
store.
buying a
Retail?
shirt or
Mhm.
retail. Exactly. Two different reasons. One, I'm just more apt to. I want to see how many cocktails I had to remember.
Oh my God! Is that how you have to keep
No,
track?
no. It's usually the limes that are in the bottom of the glass. No. But the other reason is for tipping purposes. In a service industry, you want to for your 20% and how you figure it out and stuff. So that's why I check all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I look to see the. I always
That's
go directly to the bottom line.
So
It's just
yeah.
this to figure out the
So-
tip. But
Let's
I
have a
wanna-
little experiment here. Let's,
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think everybody should this
Yeah.
week
Trip or,
check your bills to see if
Okay.
you're getting.
But you,
I
you
thought
know,
he was going to say
overcharge
everybody
someone
drink
and then
margaritas this
wait
week.
30 minutes and then not even say I'm sorry.
because it
Scottie.
isn't the clerks that are helping you aren't the people who need to be sorry. They don't have any investment
have
in
noticed
the.
and
No,
not
I know
wasted
it would
your
have been
time.
the right thing to do, but
But they,
in this
but also
in
as
this environment, yeah,
as representing the business,
right. But they
should
don't get that.
I know,
They
but as representing the business, they should
Right.
be apologetic.
Right.
So I have a
Sorry.
quick
See, and
question.
in Atlanta, what, the
Because
point
it was always
where she's
right.
trying to get to is
Oh,
that us
argued.
ignorant Northerners compared
No,
to
I'm not
her
doing that at
genteel,
all.
Southerner, well-bred and all
well-bred
that.
Southerners. Yeah.
I have a question
I
for
have to say
Scottie
people are
as
more courteous
as
in
a-
the stores there.
There you go. That's you could have just said that in the beginning, and we wouldn't have had to.
We could have gone to talk more about men's private parts. We just always seem to
Teabagging. I
just
want to talk
go
more
there.
about teabagging.
This is my
So
right.
Scottie, as a former bartender, I'm always curious. So if I go to a bar and I sit there and all I do is order drinks, maybe it's my wife and I, the bill comes, it's $110 of just drinks, no food.
For you and Charlie,
Do I tip like
That's
food?
a great question.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
It depends because if you're sitting there taking up real estate
Yeah,
at the bar for a long time,
yeah.
and
And not
and
eating.
it's not rotating
Yeah.
the
Well,
seat
no, 100
for another
they'll blow
customer.
through 110
I
an
usually,
hour.
me personally, I would tip a little more for that reason alone.
A little
but if
more
they're-
meaning more than 20%, or
No, but I mean, all right. So the rule of thumb. I don't know if this is everybody's rule of thumb. Maybe that's another good
Yeah,
question
that's
to
a
ask
good-
everybody
yeah,
because
yeah.
I see a private club shirt on over here. No names, but usually the rule of thumb is $1 a drink. If you go up to the bar and you order the drink, it's like $1 or $2
Oh,
a
I
drink.
think
If you
we
really
are
like the
tipping.
drink
well,
and you
that's
like the
only if you
bartender, you
get a
tip more.
lap dance.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez, I'm not
$110
giving.
I've been way
I'm
better.
over
on
tipping
occasion.
then.
Yeah, me too.
I just always do 20%.
Yeah, me too.
I do it too, and I mean, if
Unless
you
I'm
know,
ordering one
I do
drink at a
20%
time.
if I get good service. I don't think you're
Well, come
required
see
to
me,
do
come see me at
20%
passports, son.
if it takes them 40 minutes
I
to
agree
bring
with
your
you.
drink
I
in a
agree
dirty
with you.
glass.
In a bar.
Right.
setting.
Yeah.
But again,
On
I'm
both
talking
sides.
just
Depends on
booze.
service.
Just
No
booze.
food, sitting at a bar.
Wow, would you consider on a $100
20%.
tab giving less than 20%?
What if I had more
that's
service?
that's what I do. But I'm just curious because I'm always like,
Well, what else-
give me
what-
the 20%. I'm
what
like,
else
oh,
would
I
you
had
think?
drinks.
What are you guys
Yeah, but
drinking
they
for
have to
$110?
prepare it
I
and
know,
serve
but-
it.
20%,
but
there's
what's
no
the
providing a
difference?
service.
It begs the question: what are you drinking for $110?
If they were
really does.
surly and forgot your order.
How many?
And
Like we need to
took
talk.
one time
We need to
and
do a
the glass
separate
was
show
dirty and they didn't give you
to
the
get
name.
Chris.
I don't understand what else you would tip.
Well, what if
Case
you
by
went up
case.
and ordered an individual drink? You give a $1 or $2.
No,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you
So-
said though, your margarita was what? How much?
Set-
At bottom line.
Well, it was
The one you were
I think
talking
it was
about.
$14,
So
and
let's
then
say
and then add the $4, so it was call it $16
Okay,
margarita.
so let's say 15 to make. If every time he's ordering a round of drinks, it's $30. It doesn't take long to get to 110.
No,
Right.
No.
Well, and I
Yeah,
only call
'cause
out
Charlene's
110.
drinking
Let's not the
martinis.
110 be the debate.
Right. So
I mean, the
No,
that's-
amount
I
of
know.
alcohol
I'm
I
just
drink.
trying to. Yeah.
That's no one's business in terms of how much alcohol I
We're
drink.
going to have an intervention.
You could explain a few things. Some of those are the problems that Charlene talked to me about with the
Yeah.
performance.
Well, you
Some of the
know,
performance anxiety you've been having.
sort of like in my case,
And then
I
Charlene
buy Joey a drink
asked
and
me
it adds up
about it.
quickly.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Charlene did ask me about it and asked me if I could talk to you to, get you some help.
I did. I went down to Mexico and I bought freaking 100 Viagra's for $18.
Ooh.
So
Yeah.
to answer your question, the bottom
Did you
thing I
tip
say,
them?
case by case and
Just the
20%.
tip.
Yeah.
Just the tip.
Okay.
That's-
I always tip 20%. At the
Me
rock,
too.
Just like prom
rock
night.
bottom is 20%, even if I have bad service.
So now the
Well,
You
question.
give 20% if you have bad service?
and then it go up from there. Because
It would have to be so
People
for
have
me.
to
It
be
would have
having
to
a
be
really bad-
really bad,
Right.
really terrible, rude service for me to leave less than 20%.
How about if your son had to go home and get ice for your drinks because they wouldn't bring you anything? That happened to us recently.
Well, yeah. It depends
Would that
on
be,
how much.
what do you give him, 30% with that?
Was
the
that in
lowest
China?
I ever give
It was
is
here.
20%.
If the food is slow coming out of the kitchen, it's
You went
not the
home and got a
server's
it's
soda
not
fault.
the
full of
server's
ice.
Yeah, but in her
fault.
case, this the ice was.
But in that would be,
Or
that
maybe
one
they,
would
maybe
be.
they didn't.
I don't know if it's a restaurant that I go to all the time.
Oh, I want
I
to.
probably would still give
Yeah.
the.
So the
So
last
20%,
question for
yeah.
Scottie. along the same topic is, let's say your bill, including food, is $375. Do you tip before tax or after tax?
I just take the bottom line.
Bottom line.
That's just me.
Just
Right,
an adjunct
I do too.
question: when you get a meal, or to your point earlier, you get a bottle of wine.
Yes. That's
If you
another-
sit down with, say, you have 2 bottles of wine, 2 couples, whatever, or a meal, like, are you doing? If you just walk in the restaurant and order a $100 bottle of wine, are you doing $20 for them to open the cork, or are you doing something else other than that, more or less? My mother was always like, Michael, separate out the wine. You don't
That's
give them
what I always
20% on the wine.
And a lot of wine doesn't even have a cork anymore.
Right.
So yeah, you're right.
But I'm like Sam.
You talking about wine or salad dressing?
Screw top,
All
even
screw
good
tops,
ones.
yeah.
Really? Is that right, Mike? Your mother said
I've
that?
heard that. I've heard that too.
My
Is if
mother-
you
I
order a
never
bottle
heard
of
that,
wine,
yeah.
When Lois lands on Tuesday or Wednesday the 5th, when's the 5th? Wednesday?
Wednesday.
She looks at everything. My mother breaks down the cost per item in the grocery store.
really?
So that's
I
why
do
I
that too.
I do too.
Me too.
Richard, put that one back. This one over here is a better deal by blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely.
Well, they have the unit prices.
I like her.
I always go by unit prices
She
as
does
well.
it in Costco over the Advil or the pain relief.
Why
or
wouldn't
whatever
you?
she's buying.
I like
Why
her.
wouldn't
I
you?
like her.
Oh yeah.
So she would like my Viagra, 100 Viagra for $18.
Oh, Chris,
I mean, just from a cost standpoint. I mean,
the value, tremendous value.
Oh my god.
She, you know what? Maybe we'll have you take her out for drinks. She is not a gin drinker, but she will have a scotch.
she will.
So you got topics. I do have a question. I was going to go back to your. Is it this Wednesday or next Wednesday?
Yeah.
We discussed this the other night at Drift, and I just want to add to this because I come up with another kind of question similar to yours. Toilet paper roll. Does it pull from the top?
Oh,
or does
that's
it pull
right.
from
Boy,
underneath?
here we go.
There we go.
Here we go.
And do you
What
wipe?
is the proper
do
way
you
to
wipe
load
from
your
the
toilet
front
paper
or the back?
on the roll? So it pulls from the top, or does it pull from underneath?
Over. I'm
This,
on the
I mean,
over.
really, this
I'm
does.
okay either way.
Overs, raise your hand.
Over.
Okay.
I don't
Now, how
I
about
don't
front
care.
versus back?
I'm not understanding the
Do
question.
you wipe?
I
Do you
don't-
wipe
I don't need the
from the
details.
front?
I don't want
or
it,
wipe
so-
from
I
the
might get sick.
I would call that Oprah squirrel.
Yeah.
Do you wipe standing
cops-
up
the
or
co-
sitting down?
The cops are coming to take him
Yeah.
right now.
Good.
Beau doesn't wipe
So,
his ass.
for those in the podcast that couldn't see us raising our hands, it was overwhelmingly on the over.
Of course.
I
Only,
mean, what else?
only an absolute savage would
So,
would do it any other way.
Speaking of toilet paper, if you are doing your business, you do the over with the toilet paper and it runs out,
Right.
and there's another roll there accessible.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you actually take the roll out and put it back
All the
on the
women,
toilet
I'm
roll?
going to guess.
You got to do that.
No,
All
no,
of the women.
no. I do it every time.
Why would
There may
I
or
don't
may
do it.
not be someone that I'm related through marriage that
May or may not.
consistently leaves one
Defined.
square on.
Oh, yeah,
the-
now that's
the
a,
thing.
yeah.
That's
One
a good trick
square.
when you don't feel like doing it. Just like, oh,
That's-
Consistently.
Yeah.
That's
There
not even
is-
this much milk.
She's very smart.
yeah.
Yeah, so you don't have to
Smart.
throw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughters are good at that one.
Speaking of spousal comfort
Isms.
levels, and so we got in a debate at Naples, I think, in terms of farting in front of your spouse. So, I mean,
It's not a
I
bad
just,
part.
I think that's an important topic. Like comfort
What
level.
is the
Like if you're
question?
both in bed,
Uh-huh.
you're nice and comfy. It's one of those winter nights. Like the bed is perfectly formed to your body, and you
I
get a
think you're
little
leading up to
gaseous.
the
You get a little
actual
gaseous.
answer. Yeah.
Do you get out of bed and go into the bathroom to fart?
No. No.
Yes.
I don't.
No, you just fart.
Right.
You do?
Yes.
So you won't fart in front of your husband?
Well, that isn't very nice.
Does he fart in front of you?
Not too much.
Not too much.
This is the woman who tips for bad service.
Uh-oh.
Cops
Maybe,
are
maybe
here.
this
It's finally
is the
here.
runner.
About
The
time.
cops are finally here.
That was the road race. Someone just passed out on the road race.
God.
Oh,
On this
good to
Oprah
eat.
squirrel note,
Where you going?
I'm gonna
Did
have
you
a-
see that drunk girl
I
asleep in
have
the
to,
road on the news?
I have a huge. I have to
You're
make
in
2
Gloucester?
trips into Cambridge
probably
today.
No,
down
it's
the road.
somewhere in the area.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There's a
Tucking,
lot
tucking plans into Cambridge.
It's just
today.
gone. All right.
It's
Well,
the
thanks for
time to
coming,
go,
Kim.
Only
Is it
2
time to
more
get on the
weeks of
bike
this
yet?
crazy schedule.
Yep.
What's that now?
Is it time to go for a bike ride?
No. We just have to.
Hi,
Hi.
Kim. Good to see you.
Thanks for coming,
Don't
Kim.
forget your coat.
Kim, you really ought to think about farting in front of your husband. It's okay. It's just the two of you.
I told my husband
Maybe
that's
that's
what bathrooms are for.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think it's an interesting debate. I mean, of course, unless you had Mexican food that
Yes,
night.
good night.
And if you had black beans and you're crop dusting,
Yeah.
like then you have to get out.
Yeah.
Chris, what is
Yeah,
crop
right,
dusting?
right.
Joe, what's crop? I think Joe has a perfect example of crop dusting.
I'll give you an example of crop dusting. We were in Naples,
It's
Florida.
an educational
Wear them
program.
in good health.
Yes, the educational portion of
Public,
the
this is a
program.
public service
So
announcement.
we go to this old school ice cream place in Naples, Florida. It's 8:00 at night, and there's 30 people. There's a big long counter, and the whole counter there's a line to, and it's one of those. You go up, you go order, and then you move down the line to pick out what you want, and then you pay at the other side. So there's 30 people in line. We're right in the middle of the line, and all of a sudden, all the people to the right and the left of us start. It's like Moses parted the Red Sea. They run it. They're going, and they press themselves on either opposing wall as far away from us as possible. I looked at this prick, and he farted, crop dusted the whole place.
Oh, I see.
And so the people were trying to get away from him. I looked at him, and I just shook my head, and I walked away. I didn't even get an ice cream. He stood in there, and he got his ice cream, and I.
Now I gotta ask, did he try to pin it on you?
No, he didn't.
No,
That's
because
usually-
my wife and Joe
that's usually-
disappeared.
Yeah.
We ran. We were so embarrassed. We ran for the
That's
hills.
usually the move. Your best buddy will try to pin it on you.
But Joe doesn't say. I mean, I apologize to everybody, and I bought everybody their ice creams because I felt so bad.
And if you believe that, he's got a bridge in Brooklyn. He wants to say it.
Sir, your money's no
It's been
good.
very educational today so far.
There it is. The Good Morning Gloucester theme song playing in the background. Thanks for coming, everybody. We had a hell of a show. It's nice to be back on our
This
regular
was a
Sunday
shitty show.
routines.
It was.
This was a very shitty show, Joe.
Thank you for
There's a lot of
including me.
shit talk.
Hey, Beau is welcome every Sunday.
Beau is
I don't
the
know about
best
you, but Beau is
podcaster ever.
welcome any Sunday.
But I'm not.
You're not.
You don't.
Peace out, everybody.